Hey Tony, it's Friday, and it's again late on a Friday because it's all the time I can make these videos now. It's been a long week, a lot of work this week, but that's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. So first off, to answer your question of the week, Tony, I have stances on the whole gun control issue, but I don't think I'm educated enough in firearms and gun safety to have any more than just beliefs and thoughts. I had a whole post about this last week, shortly after the shooting. And I was like, I know for a fact I don't have the expertise to be able to judge and be able to make legislation on this. I have ideas that I'd love to toss out, ideas that I hope could work. The way I look at it is what I think would be great would be to regulate firearms in the same way we regulate vehicles, which involves insurance and a bunch of other things like that. Now, is that a guaranteed option? No, but it's at least a thought I could have. But now to the main story this week. Well, first off, it's, basically 5 days until the trial competition. So that's a thing. That is definitely a thing. I'm not looking forward to that because I'm just really nervous. It's causing a lot of stress. I had a good practice today. I had a good direct exam. But my cross needs a lot of work. In fact, I'm rewriting it right now, and we'll be finishing it up tomorrow. And I have my opening, which I think is mostly set, but just needs to be adjusted a little bit. So I guess I'm getting there, but it just seems like the competition's just so close, and I'm just not ready. But what I really want to talk about this week is podcasts. Now, I don't know if you listen to any podcasts, Tony, but there are a lot of really good ones out there. One I've really actually gotten into the past month or so since it came out at the beginning of January. It's called American History Tellers, and it's really well done. It takes place, it's part history lesson and part dramatization, in which, the first 6 episodes or so, Taylor says hi. The first 6 episodes or so the first 7 episodes are all about the Cold War. Now, you and I didn't live through the Cold War. It's something that we only learned about through mom and dad or through reading and history classes themselves. And so it's been really informative and really cool to listen to. Because the way it's said is the person who hosts it, his name is Lindsey Graham. And he says, "I'm Lindsey Graham. No, not that Lindsey Graham. I'm not a senator." But he's really good at kind of going through the hearts and minds of the time of what was going on in those times, which was really cool. And one reason why I really enjoy it, one of my favorite episodes so far was actually called Hearts and Minds, and it talked about the propaganda machine of the Cold War, which was really interesting to know because I've taken propaganda classes, and I knew enough about them to be able to at least talk a little bit. But at the same point, this was a whole new level that I didn't know all of these covert operations the CIA and stuff went through. So that's one I definitely recommend. Another one that I really recommend is Lore. Lore is great. If you're in a mood to get, creeped out with urban legends and stuff, Lore is great. It's one that Taylor and I have listened to together pretty much.
For
the most part. And it talks about things ranging from, vampires to these unexplained disappearances or these unexplained murders from the 1800s and beyond. So it's really cool and it's a really well done podcast. There's actually a show on Amazon of it now, which I haven't watched because I don't have an Amazon Prime account, but that's a good one. And if you want a good laugh, a really good one that Taylor and I listen to is Dear Hank and John. Now, as you know, Taylor and I are fans of John and Hank Green, the Vlogbrothers. We, kind of went to a con to see them last year in February. No, it's actually been a year now.
Yeah, I know.
Wow, isn't that crazy?
I was talking to Justice about it a couple days ago.
But we're fans of them, and they have a podcast called Dear Hank and John, in which they say 2 nerdy brothers talk about... It's a comedy podcast about 2 nerdy brothers who talk about death and give dubious advice. And I think Taylor just burnt her mouth a little bit.
I burnt my esophagus.
Oh, that's even worse. But that's a really good one to listen to that I will definitely recommend.
I'm breathing fire!
She's a dragon. And Mother effing Dagron. Mother fluffing Dagron.
Mother fluffing Dagron.
That's what I'm gonna go with. But it's a couple podcasts that they've been really good to listen to. And another one that I haven't listened to enough lately, but I really enjoy is The Daily. It's what the New York Times that does a podcast that basically goes about through the day's news, and it's really great to listen to. Well, if you want to learn about the news and have 20 minutes to listen to while you're driving anywhere, The Daily is a great podcast for that. So, Tony, my question for you is, have you ever gotten into podcasts? And if so, what are some of the ones you really enjoy? Tony, I'll see you on Tuesday. Later, bro.